Liberalism, so many people say, what is it? I know, let me share a couple of things with you. It is a misguided political philosophy fueled by a deep-seated mental disorder. Liberal symptoms include insecurity, hostile and selfish behavior, the inability to distinguish between fact and belief and activity to achievement, and liberals by and large are bullies. By and large, why would I throw that in? They're all bullies. I tell you what, they're just bad people with the brain problem. It needs to be fixed. How do you fix it? Watch this show. That's kind of the beginning, at least. Lawyers. Most lawyers, they're bullies because they're left-wing. Not all. Thank goodness, because the countries, Canada and America, are pretty much led and governed by lawyers, so thank goodness again that some of them are right-wing and have minds, but most of them don't. Here's a study that just happened in the United States of America, and the study says this: lawyers on average are much more liberal than the general population, but judges are more conservative than the average lawyer. In the U.S., that's accurate. In Canada, it's inaccurate because politicians there appoint left-wing judges, and they get so far left, and then they get so happy because they get appointed by people who are far left with brain diseases, and that's all got to be fixed. Just saying again. Now in Washington, President Okami, he's proposing a 10-year budget now, and he's going to add nearly $6 trillion to the debt. It's a $4 trillion budget. You know what? And he's saying we're going to tax the rich. In particular, we're going to tax the rich corporations, and many of them agree with that. The Warren Buffetts and other people like him are saying, that's okay. You can tax us. We don't mind. But you know what? There's an agenda here that very few people seem to get. Let me share a couple of things with you. First, the Buffetts that say stuff like that, they're getting more money from the government because of that. It's almost like they're being bribed without even knowing it, right? I mean, for instance, if you own a Coca-Cola or a Pepsi-Cola, like Buffett does, you're considered to be an agricultural company, and you have to have a couple of hundred people on staff just to open the envelopes to, you know, take the checks out that the government's sending you all of the time. Corporate welfare, it's alive and well. I mean, these big corporations, all they do is get money from the government. They work, they contribute a little bit, but I gotta tell you, they're just a big drain on the system. You want to fix the country, get rid of corporate welfare. I mean, these people eat what you kill, and you don't kill anything you shouldn't eat. These big companies shouldn't be collecting all the money they collect, and now Obama's saying, hey, all these big guys, they endorse what I'm saying, so it's got to be okay. So says the middle class, the normal person, because we're getting brainwashed. This adds to that brainwashing thing because it makes it, I don't know, it gives us some credibility, because the Buffetts of the world, again, I'm repeating, but again and again and again, they say, it's okay, we agree. And the normal guy says, if he agrees, then I agree too. And socialism takes another step forward. It's bad, it's not very nice. Just day before yesterday, I was at the NewYorkTimes.com, and two men were embracing on the website on the homepage, and they were about to kiss, and it was a very passionate looking picture on the cover page, as I said. And you know what? This stuff is being shoved down our throats, and I gotta say, they can't change me for what I am. I mean, I almost threw up. I'm just saying, I just don't like that kind of stuff. Does that make me bad? I mean, pretty soon they're going to make it against a lot of hate liberals too. I mean, I don't hate anybody, but I dislike that kind of stuff. It ain't regular. And when you see it on the front cover, I mean, what about guys like me? Are there many people like me, or does everybody think that's okay? I don't know. I mean, go marry a bale of hay, I could care less. But when all these big companies like Ikea, they got two men hugging going in on a commercial the other day, I think it was Ikea, and looking at couches and things, and I'm like, do I need to see that? I mean, I think they're 1% of the population. Again, marry whatever you want to marry. But do you have to shove it down my throat all the time? I don't know about that. What do you think? Recently, I told you all about 4 black people in Hamilton, Ontario, who were pulled over by police, and they had a loaded gun illegally in the car. And their defense, of course, is racial, and you pulled us over because we're black, and you found the gun because we're black, and no mention of we're black and we happen to have a gun. But in any event, I wanted just to share a funny picture with you. You wouldn't stop me if I was a polar bear. You all come back tomorrow. We're going to have more for you from the right. See ya.